agree on one thing. This all must be for something. We are. Some will stop at nothing just to say that they have something.
This is Dana Mutze. And no, she's not a crossing guard, though she is playing the role of a crossing guard right now. She's actually the principal of Jacob Weens Elementary School, but that is just scratching the surface. I had to know more about her. And yes, she did play college basketball, and we do talk about that. Thank you for watching. As over the next few minutes, I'm going to state my case as to why she's a hero amongst us. Ladies and gentlemen, Dana Mutze.
My mom's from Somerville, Texas. My dad's from Little Rock, Arkansas. She always said that she wanted her kids to go to college. Always wanted her kids to go to college. She didn't know how they were going to get there, but that was that message that she always ingrained in us. There's 4 of us. When we were kids, my mom would get up every morning during Monday through Friday and make us a hot breakfast, you know, even if it was just toast and a sausage. She would always say, your brain needs fuel. You got a lot to learn. You got a lot to learn. You knew you were going to college. You had to go to college at my household. And she was always at the school. And I didn't understand why until I became a teacher. And I asked her one day, I said, Mom, how come you were always at the school? And she said, because I needed to know what you guys were learning so I could help you guys. And it didn't strike me that, you know, that she should have just learned it in school herself. And so I said, well, don't you remember learning it in school? She says, no, I don't remember. I said, what do you remember? She goes, I remember picking cotton.
How was technology is technology improving your ability to teach?
To some degree, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, when teachers use it properly. I mean, there's no substitute for great first teaching. There's no substitute for that human element. You know, she got into high school and, you know, the counselors told her, you're not college material. Even though my mom knew that that was the key to success and, you know, to make things better for your life, that opportunity wasn't there. You know, she tells me stories about getting the books from the white schools and she having to get like 2 different books because they would spend the first week having to erase you nigger, die nigger, you know, from the inside of the books. I didn't know what it was. All I know is that I needed to go there if I wanted to have a good life and a good job. I just felt it was a place that, but I didn't know what to expect from it. You know, I'm the first generation that, you know, graduated from a 4-year university. Although I do remember my older cousin, Dolores, she went to APU, and I remember going to a football game, and that was my first kind of experience of being on a college campus. And I was like, yeah, you know, I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, I want to be here. It was almost like being in a sorority, but better. Like all of my teammates were like my sisters, my sorority sisters. But being at a school at UCLA with such a reputation of excellence and everything, it just pushed me to excel. That's really what it did. So I knew I wasn't gonna, you know, be the star of the team. But that wasn't even my goal. My goal was to get my education. I was still going back to what was ingrained in me from my parents. Get your education, get your education, get your education. So it was just one of those things that, wow, a blessing that I look back on. Even I'm 47 years old now. I played 85 through 89. Even 20 years later, it's paying huge dividends. I have the most blessed, beautiful life, I feel like. You know, I have this great job where I'm around kids all day. I never have to grow up. You know, I can affect kids' lives, and, you know, it's not something that I wanted to go into. As a matter of fact, when I was in college at UCLA, one of my teammates said, you know what, you should go into teaching. You'd be a great teacher. Hell no, they don't pay those people enough, you know. I'll never go into that, you know, never say never. And so when I first got out of UCLA, I was a private investigator, went to work in an office. Just, you know, needing a paycheck. And I saw an ad in a newspaper for instructional aides. So I applied and I got it. And then before I knew it, I'm like, hey, I love this. This is cool. Then went into teaching, you know, and then went back and got my teaching credential. And I've just been kind of moving up the ladder ever since. I never really intended to be an elementary school principal or to go into education, but now that I'm in it, I see how important it is what I do, and I love it, and I see that my work's not done. I'm in law school. I've completed 2 years successfully. This is my 5th year being a principal. I'm seeing that the system is not setting us up for success. You know, I can do everything I can at the site level, at this level here, to make my kids successful, but the system's got to change. You know, and I might be idealistic and dreaming, but I feel like if I don't know the law, then I can't play with the big boys. And sitting in this chair for 5 years and doing this job, I'm feeling, you know, Dana, you're part of the problem. If you're not doing something to change it and you're just, you know, advocating these, you know, and it's not like I advocate for everything that comes down from the state, but if I'm sitting in this chair, then I guess I am, impliedly. I'm saying, well, do it. And I don't agree with it, and I have a problem with that at night. I can't sleep if I'm doing stuff that's gonna hurt kids. Yeah, I mean, I make a good salary.
Okay.
I work 210 days out of a year. I have, you know, July off. I have every, you know, weekend and holidays and everything off. And I make over $100,000 a year. I feel a lot like I thought it was gonna be more of like an instructional leader, where I'd be coaching teachers more, being in the classrooms, helping them design lesson plans, things like that. That's become a very, very small part of my job. A lot of it's just managing the plant. You know, making sure that this is covered, making sure that that hole is covered before some kid trips over, making sure that the budget is right, making sure that that's set on the calendar, managing people. That's the hard part. You know, that's the part that I don't like so much. And whenever that part gets too much, I just get up, grab my radio, grab my keys, and I go out and go with the kids. Even this week right now, we're pushing this big college and career readiness. You know, that we're all college bound. We're trying to get the kids to see that, you know, college is out there for everybody. It's not just some mystique that only certain people get to go to. I'll probably eventually be superintendent someplace, but in the meanwhile, I hope to like write legislation. I don't know who I'm gonna need to get to know or to tap into to do what I need to do, but I believe that God will open up those doors along the way, you know, and I just believe and trust in that it'll happen. This is the foundation. We got to instill that love of learning. You know, that's why I don't like teachers to speak harshly, you know, to kids, because I don't want some kid to grow up not loving school, not loving learning, you know? Because if you can instill the love of learning, outside of the multiplications, the additions, and the phonics, and the conventions, but love to learn.
Mrs. Matse is not a hero amongst us because she happens to be the principal of an elementary school. She's also not a hero amongst us because she happens to be African American and happens to have success. Those are great reasons, but in my opinion, she's a hero amongst us because she wakes up every day with the purpose of serving others, namely children. She invests in our future. So for that, Mrs. Matse, I want to say thank you for your time. If you have any heroes around you, let me know. They could be in the next episode. Hit me up at dfvisuals@gmail.com. Until next time, I'm D-Focus. Gone.
We are the ones who elect leaders we love to hate. Pay the teachers nothing and call the athletes great. We are the they we talk about when we demand change. When it still fail, protest and play the blame game. We are the ones keeping God out of the schools and prescribing medications when the kids act the fool. We are